Yo, 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 yo. What is up, my friends? Welcome to our Tuesday night stream. I am so excited to be here with you. Of course, my name is Ian Lang. Welcome to my channel. And I am crazy excited about some of these wild, wild stories we have for you tonight. This is going to be a wild night, actually. We've got multiple crazy stories breaking all at the same time, from all this new YouTube creator monetization guidelines to some crazy stuff with shadow banning. That's a thing now. YouTube has been shadow banning creators, which is wild as well. And then we have some kind of weird advertising that Hollywood thinks is a good idea, all coming up on our Tuesday night news live stream. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are doing really well. How was your weekend? How was your Monday? How's your week going? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, I just, right off the bat, I just want to say, uh, huge. I got to move the mic a little bit here. Who's Mike? I gotta, I gotta give a big shout out to the Flash 2014 because they got here, okay, 30 minutes early, and we're just chilling, and you can see in the live chat just sending some chats. Dude, sick. Shout out to you. That's amazing. That's like the earliest anyone has ever been to my stream. So thanks for jumping on. If you're just joining, feel free to like and subscribe. Do hit that notification button, because if you are a regular viewer of this channel and you want to watch my videos, YouTube will not show them to you unless you hit that notification button, and make sure to hit all notifications so that you know when something goes live. So yeah, what is up, everybody? I hope you guys are doing super well. I'm really excited to see you guys. And yeah, let's jump into some current events. Now, something crazy is going on with YouTube right now, and there was a very comfortable structure to how a channel could get monetized. Say you're somebody who loves fly fishing, right? And you've got this niche, you know everything about fly fishing. You're so excited to start your channel, but you can't really do the channel unless you're making just a little bit of money from it to justify, producing videos, going out on your free time. It's got to be productive, right? And we all knew the conventional. What's up, Talon? We all knew the conventional, like, you got to have 4,000 watch hours, 1,000 subscribers. Maybe you have some shorts views, whatever, but you're really focused on that 4,000 hours, because most of the people that actually make money on YouTube, they make it from long form. Shorts don't monetize super well. Like for me, I kind of do shorts for fun. You'll see me do a lot of like food shorts and shorts about like random stuff in my life or places that we go. And some of those shorts blow up and do pretty well. That wacky cringe couple short has over 1 million views. I don't know, man. Stuff just happens sometimes. But sadly enough, that million views is like, I think I've made like maybe $50 from that, maybe 45. So shorts don't monetize super well, but they do get a lot of views because YouTube likes to push them. And so it's kind of hard to get that 4,000 watch hours, but it's not that hard if you're doing it consistently and regularly. And if you're in a niche, like say fly fishing, for example, you can hit that pretty easily after some time. YouTube, out of nowhere, has decided to completely move the goalpost, right? They're trying to freaking win the World Cup, dude. They completely moved the freaking goalpost. Now it's way harder to get monetized. I found this. Let me show you this. Oh, that that's embarrassing. That's a coupon for my favorite taco restaurant. Anyway, this popped up on my feed, and I had to share this with you guys because to me, this is something that will probably hurt, if not destroy, a lot of small creators and, frankly, if it's not the same thing, destroy their motivation to keep making content. So, when you talk about goalpost moving, YouTube is making changes to the YouTube Partner Program, YPP, for new applicants, right? So this won't affect anybody who currently has monetization, thankfully, but starting February 1st, 2027, so next February, creators will need 8,000 qualified, that's important. So if you're paying for YouTube promotion, or if you're paying for Google Ads, or if you're, say, buying botted views and things like that, which this I completely agree with, that will not count. It will not count to your 8,000 watch hours. YouTube promotions, I still kind of think it should count, but you know. And that is doubled, right? From 4,000. But here's the crazy kicker, dude. Here's the crazy kicker. Or, okay, so you have to have 1,000 subscribers. That's baseline. But now they doubled the number of watch hours from 4,000 to 8,000, and they doubled the number of qualified shorts views from 10 million, which I already thought was insane, to 20 million. And this is all in 90 days, okay? This is all in a 3-month period. Now, imagine being a small YouTube creator and you're like, oh yeah, I'm excited to get my channel going. I need to get some monetization. This will be a great side hustle, side income, and I get to show my hobbies to the world. It's gonna be great. I'm a master freaking underwater basket weaver, dude. Let me show everybody that. I would watch that for like a minute and then I'd probably turn it off. But like, the principle is there, right? You think that guy's going to get 20 million views? I mean, if you, the crazy thing is, even if you have multiple shorts go viral regularly, which what is viral, right? What is viral? I always think of viral as like, it hits the milestones really fast, right? It hits 100,000 views in like a couple hours, right? It hits maybe 500,000 views in a day, that kind of thing. That's like way viral. And in my world, and in a lot of the creators' worlds, that's like super viral, right? 20 million, right? 20 million. Okay, 20 shorts have to hit 1 million views for you to be in that qualification. 20 million views, dude. So if you're not, say, in a niche like underwater basket weaving or fly fishing or whatever, even like retro game collecting, unless you have a viral short that gets like 50 million views or multiple viral shorts that get, 500,000 to 2 million each, which I just had a short pass 1 million views. So I wouldn't have been able to hit this. I don't have 20 million qualified shorts views. I don't think I do. I don't, right? So I wouldn't even qualify for this. 56,000 subscribers, millions of views, but like I'm not hitting 20 million qualified shorts views. Now the good thing is I do average like 15 to 20,000 watch hours a month, which is great. You guys are so freaking amazing, and I really appreciate that. But all I can do is relate this to myself, right? If I was starting a channel now, I don't know, dude. I mean, I don't even know if I'd be able to hit this, especially in a 3-month period. If you're just doing this as a hobby and you're not going all in, how do they expect you to hit this, right? So starting February 1st, YPP entry thresholds for new applicants are changing to 8,000 qualified watch hours in the last 365 days. So thankfully, the 8,000 watch hours is in a year. So that's not in 3 months. But the 20 million qualified shorts views is in a 90-day period. There are no changes to the eligibility requirements to gain access to fan funding features. The triple F, fan funding features. Frick! Can't even say that. It's a freaking tongue twister. Everybody try it right now. Fan funding features, fan funding features, fan funding features, fan funding. I feel like I'm going to like say something that I'll regret on the stream if I keep doing that. There are no changes to fan funding features, right? Super chats, channel memberships, which if you ever feel so inclined to send me a super chat during one of these lives, I love you all. I appreciate it. That'd be awesome. But you don't have to, because I don't expect anything from my audience except for you guys to come and hang out. But if you like what I do and you want to be like, hey, here's $5, cool, man. That's awesome. I appreciate you. Cool. But I think this is interesting because, yo, crazy, come in with the 2. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that, dude. Sup? That's my dude right there. Thank you, man. All right. Yeah, dude. YouTube creator partnerships or YouTube shopping. These products will continue to help creators to start their earning journeys even earlier. This is what's really interesting about this. Now, they upped all the numbers, right? They upped all the qualifications for earning a YouTube partner badge, to get into the creator program, the YouTube partner program. They doubled all the qualifications, which makes it really hard. And frankly, in a lot of ways, I think that they're potentially doing something that will maybe, this might be controversial when I say this, but this does make it harder for new creators. But does it not weed out some of the people that may just create garbage channels? Perhaps. Will this weed out some of the AI slop, which is what we're going to talk about later? Perhaps, right? Maybe it will. Maybe it will destroy some of these channels of these like 20-year-old college students that profess to be millionaires who say, yeah, dude, all you have to do is start a career in drop shipping and just do faceless YouTube channels reposting other people's content. Well, this might not only make it harder for the lazy people like them, but it also has another component to it that we're going to talk about in a second. But this is what I find really fascinating. They can start their earning journeys. We're talking super chats, memberships, creator partnerships. That's like brand deals, all that kind of stuff through YouTube, all that kind of thing. Or YouTube shopping, which is like attaching products. Like say, if I have a bag of Doritos, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing a short on these Doritos. And then I attach it on there so that you could go on TikTok shop or whatever and buy them. I will have access to those features at 500 subscribers and either 3,000. Now that's down from 8,000. It's less than half. 3,000 watch hours in a year, or freaking check this out, dude. 3 million. 3 million shorts views in 90 days. Now, let me be totally serious here. If you're a brand new channel, and unless you're like on the cusp of something that's insanely viral and like a huge story, like say you were first to the party with Bricks and Minifigs and Reckless Ben and whatever and reporting on that, then maybe you could hit that 3 million, right, in 90 days. It's still kind of unlikely, but you could potentially do it. And you certainly could do it much easier than you would try to get 20 million. And 3,000 watch hours, it's a lot less than 8,000, right? The reason I find this interesting is because what is YouTube doing? And this is always my question, right? We can report on the news and we can talk about all this bull crap and all this stuff that people are doing, companies are doing this and they're screwing us over like this. What I always want to know is why. It's not about, oh, they're changing this and they're doubling the qualifiers and they're doing all that. Sure they are. Absolutely they are. But why? Why? Well, advertisers come onto YouTube and they pay certain ad rates. And the idea with them paying ad rates is that YouTube will then show their ads in an attempt to get people to buy their products. And when people click through to a product or watch a certain amount of their ad, then YouTube gets paid. And because YouTube is our merciful overlord, sure, merciful, they share some of the revenue with us, the creators, roughly according to their, I'm basing it on their new contract that I just agreed to an hour before this stream. 55% to me, 45 to them from ad revenue, and 45% of shorts revenue to me, and 55 to them. And there's this whole creator pool thing, and I don't do that. I don't know. The creator pool is like some wacky crap, dude. It has to do with their music licensing and all that. I don't want to talk about that. What I find fascinating, and some of this is speculation and some of it is understanding the way that things like, for example, I love that Cole sent a super chat. I'm not advocating for super chat. This is not a live stream where I'm begging for money. But here's what happens, okay? Cole came in and he gave a $2 super chat. Now, I will see 55% of that, which, if you're savvy, that's like $1.05. Okay. $1.10, something like that. I don't know. YouTube is directly paid from a viewer. There's no splits. There's no advertisers. There's no, well, you have to watch this amount. Straight up, you just gave YouTube $2, $5, $10, $100. You just gave it to them. Memberships. What are you becoming a member of? Now we say, oh, we're doing memberships to a channel, right? And I am going to launch memberships with a ton of exclusive content. I have, like, no joke, probably 50 videos that I've been stocking up. Just evergreen, super fun videos for when people want to come in and become members of the channel. People like you guys that watch the stream, people that are, our lovely friends that come in and hang out with us. Love it, dude. Come on in, be a member. It's going to be like $2 to $5, depending on what you want. And that's a month. Memberships go straight to YouTube as well. Super chats go straight to YouTube. Memberships, because they say you're joining a channel, but you're really just paying an additional membership to YouTube themselves. And then they take a percentage of that and they give it to me. What I find fascinating is that in that, there's no negotiation. There's no contracts. There's no deals. There's no, oh, is this advertiser friendly enough? No. You just have a straight up revenue stream. So everybody's asking, well, why would they allow you to do all these partnerships and YouTube shopping and channel memberships and all that at just 500 subscribers, 3 million shorts views, 3,000 watch hours in a year? I mean, if you do long forms, even if you just do like 10 to 15 minute long forms, that's absolutely doable. Well, think about the revenue stream we were just talking about. If I owned a large business that employed people to make media content, advertisers come in and they're like, hey, your people are super popular. You've got 10 million people watching you, right? Arbitrary number. We've got 10 million viewers. And I've got 5 different content creators that work under me, right? It's not true, but this is just hypothetical. Let's say that that's the case. Okay, well, what is best for me as a business owner? to do contracts or have to have guarantees or have to make sure that people watch an ad for a certain amount of time and they get a certain amount of click throughs or I'll lose the contract? Or is it better for me and my business and my revenue stream to have people come into my website, pay me directly, and then they get something in return? And that's not an advertiser that might come in and be like, oh, yeah, we want you to sell these Goku cups, right? These Goku cups that we just made. We want you to sell these. No, you don't have to give them anything. You don't have to sign anything. You don't have to put anything together. You just have a monthly direct revenue stream from even your smallest creators. So what's going to happen? It's going to, are things going to turn into TikTok Live where you see a bunch of small creators just shilling for products and, much worse, just begging for money? Send me a galaxy, send me a galaxy, send me a freaking woman that lives in a shoe. I don't know. I don't know what the things are on TikTok, but you want the direct revenue stream, right? That makes the most economical business sense, at least in my mind. So if that's the case, are there in the future, starting February 2027, are there going to be a ton of small channels? We're talking 500 to 1,000 subs that are just doing a ton of live streams and shorts and whatever, being like, become a channel member, dude, become a channel member, please. YouTube's going to push my channel. Do you think YouTube's going to push channels that are actively gaining memberships? Do you think that's going to become a metric for our videos? I think so. I don't know. Lots of questions, man. Lots of questions. But I can totally see why YouTube would do this. There have been a ton of faceless, just repost channels that have been popping up all over. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, they're everywhere. And like I mentioned before, all these 20 to 25-year-old gym crypto bros are coming in here and saying that they're making $6,000 a month just by reposting other people's content, which you may hear that and think like I do, wow, you're doing nothing with your life and you're the scum of the earth. But either way, these people do get a lot of views, and historically, they've gotten paid a lot for that. These numbers may, because that is the laziest form of content, these people may be deterred by that, and, because they are turds, but they may not start up a channel, which would be good for the health of the YouTube ecosystem, because you don't have a bunch of people that are qualified for monetization just gumming up the whole shebang, right? There's just way too many people doing similar things, right? And sure, I'm guilty of that. I like to talk about all the big stories just like everybody else does, just like Charlie or Asmon or whoever likes to talk about them. Well, I guess I shouldn't talk about Asmon right now. He's in some poop. You can look that up later. But honestly, this makes sense to me, and I see the positive, right? I see the positive. It weeds out the lazy people that think that they're just going to get monetized. It makes it harder for them, which is great. But it also opens up revenue streams if you have a smaller channel. All positives. What are the negatives? The negatives are you have excellent channels, right? Sometimes some of the best future channels on YouTube, whether that be kids, adults, families, sports teams, I don't know, an iguana that can surf, whatever. You have some of the future great YouTubers who they'll do it for 6 months. They can't get anywhere near 8,000 watch hours, can't get anywhere near 20 million shorts views. So they're not getting discovered, they're not getting subscribers, and you can't use YouTube promotion or Google Ads to build your subscriber base because one, those are usually passive subscribers, so that sucks. But two, Once you do that, none of those views and none of that watch time is counted because it's just paid promotion, which on the surface seems fine, right? Oh, YouTube can't double dip. They can't show ads on your ad and that kind of thing. So you're paying them directly for exposure and all that. Sure. The problem here is there are excellent, amazing, creative people that will not be able to sustain this. They won't be able to sustain content creation or what have you because they got to go for their shift at Starbucks and their channel made, theoretically, what? $0, of course. But, maybe they have one viral short and it gets 10 million views. Well, sorry, you're not there. You didn't hit the threshold. That's the problem. Small creators are going to just die on this hill of it was hard enough to hit what we had to. Now it's doubled, but we can beg our friends and family for money now. So the drawback is it's harder. So some of the future great channels won't exist, but we're also going to get a ton of freaking online beggars. Like I always say, dude, if you guys want to come in, if you want to, send a super chat or whatever, you have no idea how much my family and I appreciate that. But the one thing I'm not going to do is come on here and be like, oh, dude, send me a Galaxy, bro. Send me this, send me that, send me this. No, dude. We freaking, last week, we just gave somebody $50 because honestly, a little bit of my heart with this, right? This whole channel is not for me to get famous or to get 100 million views of video. Now, that'd be freaking awesome, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here because I love to hang out with people, talk about nonsense, be silly, play stupid characters in music videos, talk about current events, and hang out with my friends. And you guys that are here on the stream, I consider you all friends. Anybody who watches these videos, who likes them, who comments, who does all that, you guys are friends. And I know we don't know each other, but that's the whole point of this. And when I'm looking at numbers and I'm saying, well, oh, crap, I need 8,000 watch hours and I need, freaking 20 million views. And I also need to sell my firstborn child's leg and all that. Well, no, dude, I don't want to hear about that. I just want to hang out with you guys. And if I can, scratch a little cash on the side, that's freaking awesome. I can do other things. I'm about to go back out on tour with the Ninja Kids, right? We're going back out on tour. I think our first show is the 21st of August, and then we're touring through September 4th. We got lots of dates, lots of shows. It's going to be super fun. I'm not shilling for that, not advertising that, not sponsored, but I'm in the show, and it's going to be super fun. I'm getting paid for that, so it's okay. I just want to hang out with my buds. But this, there should be outrage over this. And it's like, oh, well, that's rich coming from you, somebody who's already monetized. Yeah, dude, but my friends aren't. My son, who works super hard on his YouTube channel, he doesn't. How are we going to hit that? How are you going to hit that? Let me know in the comments if you're like, oh, I was thinking of starting a channel and now this is bothering me. Or if you're on the other side and you're like, dude, these rule changes I think are great. I want to hear from another veteran because I've been on YouTube for about 12 years. And so my opinion only goes so far. I want to hear from another veteran. Yo, what's up, Cool Master? How's it going? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you said you wanted to match. So do you have your shirt on? Let me know. We both got black American Ninja Warrior shield shirts. And he was like, yeah, dude, you want to match on the live stream? I'm like, frick yeah, dude. Who cares? It's just a shirt. Let's throw it on. Yes. I know, Eileen, they just keep moving the goalpost, right? And if you're just joining, feel free to like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. make sure to hit all notifications because YouTube's just being a little tricky, silly guy, and they're just not showing my videos to my subscribers for some reason. So let's be less wacky. Let's get the videos out there. Yeah, and Cole, I think that's true too. I think these rules help weed out bad actors. I agree with that, and we'll examine that a little bit. But what's the collateral damage, right? And that's always the question you should be asking, right? Whether you're looking at a situation like, say, Reckless Ben versus Bricks and Minifigs, or Sony completely just doing away with physical games, or it's YouTube moving these goalposts for monetization. Always ask yourself, what is really the motivation behind this? When I see, well, yes, these are the stiff qualifications for monetization for your channel as a whole for watch page ads and that type of thing, but you have access to fan funding so that your fans come in and pay us directly and then we give you a small percentage of it. Oh, interesting. Let's hear from another veteran that's been on YouTube for a long time. This comes to us from Threads, which, what the heck even is it? It's like Instagram for people addicted to Twitter? I don't know. This comes from Threads, and this is from Jolene Sugarbaker, who, fabulous, amazing baker here on YouTube. I just check him out. Super awesome. I've been on YouTube since 2006. YouTube started in 2005, so that's pretty awesome. I was one of the first 200 YouTube partners. I have more than 12 Taste Awards. I went to YouTube meetups. I talked about YouTube in media appearances. I promoted YouTube like it was the best thing since sliced bread, which is funny because she bakes. Back when a lot of people still didn't understand what YouTube or a creator even was. And now I watch YouTube move the goalposts further and further, well, farther and farther away from the very people, us, the users, who built the platform, right? And we see all these things, but here's the interesting breakdown, right? 20 million shorts views. If you did 20 million shorts, then you'd probably hit it because each of them could get one view and you'd be good. But I think YouTube would probably frown upon that. Probably. Maybe not. I don't know. Should I try it? Should I try to post 20 million shorts? What would they even be, dude? Just like, I don't know. Here's the problem. That's more than 222,000 qualified shorts views every single day for 90 straight days. That means if you wanted all of these views distributed evenly, you would have to post 90 shorts that each get at least 222,000 views. Hey, I watch a ton of shorts here on YouTube, and all of them are over 1 million views. It can't be that hard. Bro, take it from me, okay? I can tell you right now, I have my channel's still kind of small, but it's doing fine, right? We're still getting about 1 million views a month, which is sick. I'm so thankful for each of you that comes in and watches these wacky videos. I don't get 200,000 views a short. The last 2 shorts I released got I think the one before the last one has like 5,000 views or something. But they're both under 10,000 views, right? With the last short that I posted having like 1,000 views. And I have a decent sized audience. And all of you guys watch the shorts and stuff. But I have one short that's over 1 million views. And then my second biggest short is like 250,000 views, which means I would have to make something as good or better than my second highest viewed short video every single day for 90 days. Uh, at what point did creator become synonymous with viral content factory? So in this way, this is what we're talking about, Cole. This is what we're talking about, Crazy Killzone. This is what we're talking about, friends. Not everybody is Mr. Beast. And it's true, not everybody wants to be Mr. Beast, right? And not everybody is pumping out, this is what we were talking about before. Not everybody's pumping out faceless content designed to just either rage bait. I'm not reading this anymore, obviously. Designed to rage bait you, engagement farm, or just repost other people's content that's already popular. If I built a new channel, right? If I built a new channel called uh Beast Beastie Beastie Shorts or something, and I took every Mr. Beast video and chopped it up into 20-second snippets as part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, you know what would happen? I would start to get a ton of views on those videos. Here's the thing. Faceless channel, faceless reposter. I could probably hit these numbers. How is that good? How is that good for the ecosystem, right? Because it's just a bunch of crap you've already seen chopped up on a different channel that you've never heard of. And most of these channels are like buttfacemcgee.com and stuff like that. It's like, what even is this, right? Sometimes I'll catch myself watching compilations of videos and stuff and be like, "Oh crap, this isn't Angry Video Game Nerd. Who even is this?" Right? Do we really want everything to turn into content farms? Or similarly, like we were talking about before, since you're going to have all of the fan funding options at just 500 subscribers and all of the watch hours and watch time and all that stuff is way lower, are we just going to have a bunch of online beggars? Not good, man. So there are a lot of different pieces to this. Yeah, I really, you know, I look through these comments, right? Like people are looking for alternatives to YouTube. People think this is way unfair. Um, only AI users can create on that scale. I just Excuse me. I just watched a video from vidIQ, which I use sometimes just to like assess the health of the channel or be like, oh, yeah, you should add this hashtag to this title. I think tools like that, even if they have some AI operation, are just helpful. They're not creating AI content, they're not creating anything for you. You're just kind of like, it's assessing your channel based on whatever, right? A lot of it is real people, but some of it is AI stuff, which they already have in the YouTube studio. I just watched a video from their channel where they did an experiment and tried to build one of these faceless AI channels. They were pretty successful, unfortunately. But what did happen to them, okay? What did happen to them is that they ended up getting what's called a shadow ban. This is the next thing that I want to talk about, because not only is YouTube now moving the goalpost for getting monetization and making it way harder for smaller creators to get monetized. Maybe it's an attempt to, like Cole said, get rid of bad actors. Maybe it's an attempt to, I don't know, make sure that content is more quality. But because a lot of people have this argument of, well, the only people that can produce at the level that they keep asking for to get monetized, the only people that can produce at that level are people that use AI. YouTube has kind of snuck in a little new policy, and they haven't really told anybody about it. It's called shadow banning. Yes, that term is real, and it is not just for Instagram. YouTube has been quietly shadow banning channels that it believes is using AI generated content in their videos. I did not make that up. That is insane. Namely, there's a channel called Kurzgesagt in a nutshell. Okay. I don't know how to say it exactly, but this channel, now this channel right here, has been shadow banned, which means that their videos are now they're still getting decent views, right? But their videos and their comments and all of that have been quietly subverted, right? And it wasn't until the owner of this channel contacted their YouTube rep and said, what's going on here? Because we should not have this many views and we should not be having these issues. Are these technical glitches? Their YouTube partner said, oh, you're right. There is a problem. You've been flagged for AI content. Now, YouTube does, when you upload a video, give you the option to say there's AI generated content in this video. This isn't AI generated. So they were falsely flagged for that. Hit their views, hit their comments, hit their monetization, was hitting everything. And this is a 25 million subscriber channel getting shadow banned. Now, I've read the comments, and here's the crazy thing: a lot of channels are getting shadow banned. I've even thought today, as I was doing this research, could my channel be shadow banned? I don't know. My last several videos have gotten interesting numbers, to say the least, especially for the size of my audience. I'm kind of chalking it up to like, maybe a lot of people didn't turn notifications on. Maybe I got a huge influx of subscribers from, some of these news stories, and they're just sort of passive. I know that I got a huge like influx of audience, of subscribers from India recently. A bunch of my videos went out to India, I guess. So to our Indian friends, welcome. I don't know how to say that in any other language except for German, which may be offensive. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. But anyway, sure, I'm kind of chalking it up to that. But could this channel be shadow banned? I mean, I've used AI in the past for like little graphics or maybe like a title or two, like a Christmas title that pops up that like I don't have time to animate and create myself, and I don't have the resources to pay somebody to do it. So, sorry, the dreaded Chat GPT very occasionally, okay, not a lot, very occasionally can help me out with some of the tiny things in my video. Did that get flagged by YouTube? Did this channel get shadow banned? I don't know. I don't know. And I'm too small to have a partner rep, so I can't ask anybody. But we've got this video that talks about the shadow banning situation and all of that. And we even have a former employee of YouTube that we'll watch right after this that explains the shadow banning situation. And yeah. Let's watch this. But before we watch it, let's get to some comments. Yes. Apparently, live views watch time count towards watch time goal for long form. Well, that's actually really nice. So if you're a streamer or you're somebody who, I mean, maybe if you have 10 friends that consistently watch you for 2 hours, you do a bunch of streams, you could hit it. But that gets to, I think, the point of what's positive is it kind of makes you work for it. And if you do have good content, you will get there, right? And that's, what I tell myself as I cry myself to sleep at night. If you have good content, they will come and watch it. Anyway, I digress. And just die, frankly. Yep, I got it on. I may not be a vet, but I do have some experience as a content creator. I haven't posted enough recently, so I'm chilling at about 195 subs. Listen, if you hit your first 100 subs, you are doing fantastic. So many people dog on themselves and they're like, "Oh, here, let's go full screen." Like, "Oh man, I only have 100 subscribers. I did terrible." Dude, do you know how many do you know how many people 100 people is? Like, if you were in a like, if there couldn't be 100 people in this room. They couldn't fit. Like, I'm struggling with oxygen with that Batman cowl and this Lord Zed. Like, I can barely breathe while I'm talking. Kinda kidding. It's actually really the Mr. Lego Brick wig that's taking all the oxygen. But and no, I will not wear that, so do not ask. Oh, I still kinda wanna go into a Bricks and Minifigs dressed as Ammon. And we had a crazy idea where one of my kids, who has the same wig, would also put on a mustache, and we would be Doctor McNeff and Mini McNeff, like Doctor Evil and Mini Me. I'm just saying, we should have done it at the beginning of the controversy because then it would have got a ton of views, but, sometimes the ideas just don't come to you quite that fast. Um, Here's the crazy thing, dude. I relate it to, like, live theater, right? Because that's one of the big things that I know, right? I just went out with Handyman Hal a couple months ago, and now, uh, like, geez, in a week and a half, I'm going back out on the Ninja Kids tour. Very excited for it. It's gonna be so fun. If you haven't got your tickets and we're coming to a city, get your tickets. It's gonna be super fun. Um, and let me know. Let me know if you're coming because I want to come and meet you. But that's like 1,500 to 2,000 people in one room. If you watch my behind the scenes of the Ninja Kids Live tour video, if you haven't, check it out after the stream. Super fun. I think it's my second highest viewed long form video. So thankful for that. Such a great opportunity. Love those guys. Obviously, they're like my family. So that's like 2,000 people in a room. It's and that's like sold out. That's like a sold out theater. 2,000. 100 people couldn't even fit in this room. That's so many people that want to watch you. So yeah, you may not be making money and it may not be like where you want to be. And this is a thing, I'm literally saying this because I tell myself this every day. Keep going, man or lady. You're doing so excellent. If you hit 100 subscribers, if you hit 50 subscribers, if you hit 1,000, you are doing fantastic. So be proud of yourself for a second. It's okay to be proud of yourself for a minute. And here, this is a safe place. We can do that. All right. Dude, shorts are so hard to get 1,000,000 views on. It's very true, dude. It's very true. Absolutely. Uh, do it. What's up? It's almost like they want you to use AI to create that much content. It seems that way. Yet this shadow banning thing that they're doing is cracking down on that, which is really interesting. Um, the models in 1 year will be 10x better for that task. Oh, I totally agree. I mean, every major company, especially media companies, are all going head first, dude. Just just horns deep into AI. So, you know, that was that was my thought was, okay, these AI content farms then are going to take over YouTube. You didn't say the magic word. They're not, they're hopefully not going to do that because hopefully they will be shadow banned. I know YouTube very well, as many of you do. That shadow banning is a great idea. Honestly, the execution of that idea is going to be a bunch of people like me that end up getting 100 views on each of their long form videos. It bankrupts them and then they quit. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen to me, but I'm just saying that's kind of how a lot of these rules get, rolled out in these situations, is the algorithm is not discriminating enough to understand this is a good channel. They used one, like, character in their thumbnail is AI. This channel is exclusively AI. This one's bad. This one was pressed for time. It can't make those kinds of decisions. And because humans aren't behind the algorithm, what happens, right? We enjoyed our times before Google owned YouTube 17, 16 years ago. I honestly, I have to tell you though, and this may be an unpopular opinion, but I do think the commercialization of YouTube, while it did take maybe a little bit of the heart out of the broadcast yourself slogan idea, I don't think it turned YouTube into this full, like, Weenie Hut Jr. crappy place to go. I think that it honestly helped to monetize and build an actual creator, it's kinda cringe, I hate saying this, but creator economy where we turned the internet into television. This is what people watch. This is television. I actually have a really cool video that I'm really excited to share with you guys coming out, hopefully later this week if I can get the freaking PlayStation thing done, dude. We played that we played that bootleg PlayStation. Oh, you can't see it because my water's in the way. We played that bootleg PlayStation for hours on Friday, dude. It was a riot. So if you haven't watched the last stream, definitely check it out. It was so fun. But yeah, editing all that stuff, it's like 4.5 hours of footage that I still am working through. But I have a really cool video about Gen Alpha, right? The kids of today and Gen Z. Do they hate movies? Do they have the attention span to even do what we're talking about? Hmm. The results of the experiments may surprise you. But yeah, that video is coming out as well. But I bring that up because this whole creator economy, as they call it, I believe has actually been good for the internet. Now, it's been bad in ways, right? Like a bunch of 13-year-old girls are now like, I don't know, dancing on TikTok and stuff and getting paid for it, which I think is disgusting. But at the same time, you have people like me that can create actual jobs out of just making content and creating things that are fun and try to add value to society. I don't put out videos that I think are just stupid and have nothing to do with anything, contrary to popular belief. I always want to put some kind of, heart behind it or some kind of lesson or some kind of learning thing or even if it's me learning. So often in a lot of these like investigations and exposés and stuff that I do, people come on the comments and they correct me or they give more context or that I love that, dude. I've been accused a couple times in comments because um I have this really bad habit of when people comment something on a video like, "I hate this video, it sucks." I'll usually put like LOL or like a laughing emoji as a response. Not because I like can't take criticism, but because I genuinely think it's hilarious that you sat down, watched something that in seconds you knew you hated, and you hated it so much that you had to tell the person that made it, "I hate this." Bro, imagine going to a farmer's market, right? You pick up some guy's salsa that he's been brewing in his garage for like 16 years, trying to perfect the recipe and whatever. And you try it on a chip, right? And you essentially take the salsa, throw it on the ground, freaking Lonely Island style. That's not a dad. That's my cell phone, right? That's not my dad. That's a cell phone. Um, and you tell the person that made that salsa to their face, this sucks. You'd never do that. You would never do that IRL, right? In real life. Cringe, don't clip that. You would never do that. But because the internet is anonymous, even though I freaking click on your channel icon and it tells me your name, dude. Yeah, spoiler, if you wanna hate on somebody, they can find out at least what your handle and stuff is. Um, it's just it's funny to me just because that's something I would never do. Like, I have never gone onto a channel and written a hate comment to the person. Never, right? Like, never done that. Why? Because it's a complete waste of time. It's a total waste. Like, I value everybody's opinion that comes on here and gives me a comment. If you say you hate the video, fine. I value your opinion. I think it's hilarious that you hated my video so much. You had such a deep hatred and loathing for my video that you had to come on and tell me you hated it. I find that hilarious, right? Now, if I have AI in my video, and a lot of the video is produced with AI, YouTube, in theory, as it's supposed to work, is going to shadow ban me. However, in this practice of shadow banning to try to combat AI and stop people from being dirty, bad actors, present company not excluded. I'm only a bad actor on screen, okay? Not a bad actor in life, just on screen. I know. I know. Anyway, the thing is, it's going to get rolled out to the wrong people. And that's exactly what happened here. How would you know if you've been shadow banned? Is it something you could easily notice? Yeah, a lot of times like your views go down and stuff like that, but I'm going to let the people actually affected tell us about their experience. So check this out.
Especially wasn't planning for it to be the first time in the 10 years that I've been working on the Real Engineering YouTube channel that I talk directly to camera and you, the audience. But it just feels like a matter of survival at this point. I wanted to talk about the recent community post that the Kurzgesagt channel, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but I don't think anyone does, put up.
Yeah.
And the impacts it's having on YouTube site-wide, it's not just Kurzgesagt, and I don't know if they used AI or not. I'm not here to defend their channel, but I know this is affecting other channels that absolutely do not use AI. I might be one of them. I don't know. But they put up this community post talking about how their recent video got flagged by AI by tools that YouTube has implemented to try to combat AI slop. And I find this very concerning because Kurzgesagt is a big enough and influential channel enough that they can find out and correct this, but not everyone can. My channel's performance has been getting worse and worse and worse over the last few months.
And this has been a common complaint from creators, including myself. I'm getting much lower views than I was a month ago. But, like I said before, there could be reasons for that, whether the, things that I've been posting about are falling out of trend, or if there's like a movement toward the next big thing, whatever, it can happen. But almost everyone has been complaining about the same thing. The monetization seems to be drying up on all the platforms. Views are going way down, and all of the algorithms are just not showing our videos to our subscribers, which is why I've been like the last several streams, I've been pushing for everybody to turn on notifications because I don't know what else to do. There's not another direct contact point unless maybe I can open a website and like have people put their email in or something, and I can email you when a new video comes out. That could be good. I don't know. But I don't like to deal with people's personal information, so that's why I don't do that already. But like, why aren't they showing the videos to our subscribers? Right? Everybody's been complaining about this.
And we are really struggling. And I'm not sure if it's because of AI or because of cultural trends within AI. But I was curious on what detection tools and what the detection tool was actually detecting, because it seems like it's just attacking faceless channels, the channels that just use voiceover, and aren't really combating the things that are actually AI slop on the platform. Because I've been trying to get
What was that bug? Was there a bug flying in the video? Ugh.
a channel that's been stealing my voice down for the last 6 months to a year. And YouTube have just told me that I can't prove that it's my voice and that they can't do anything about it. And that's with me using every resource at my disposal.
So, just for clarity, what has just been said is real engineering, right? Real engineering. This voice that you're currently hearing, right? Not my voice, but this voice has been cloned because, you know, real engineering is they're experts, right? They're incredible. The stuff that they do, that they research, amazing. So, a leading voice, right? Like Mark Rober's voice has been cloned many times. Mr. Beast's voice has been cloned many times. Ryan Trahan, all these people, right? That seem like they're popular or they're experts, right? If you've got a faceless food video, why would you put your stupid voice in it when you could clone Nick DiGiovanni, right? He's huge. And if people think they hear his voice, they might think that's one of his channels. It's just AI slop, but you can fool a crap load of 12-year-olds, that's for sure. And that's their main audience. So, are they combating faceless channels? Maybe they are. But if those faceless channels clone your voice and YouTube hears your voice, are you going to get sucked into that? That's exactly what's happening here.
Using my corporate partner manager through Nebula, through messaging people like Todd to ask for advice, through even asking lawyers, can I sue this channel? But that isn't something that's possible. And I don't really want to go through the stress and monetary requirements to sue someone. That's a very American thing that I don't really want to participate in. I just want the channel to stop using my voice.
Each across the region in minutes, and a reserve army that can swell from peacetime to wartime over a single weekend. That's Israel.
This is impacting voice or faceless channels like mine all over YouTube. And you might have noticed.
And by the way, just as an aside, this is a faceless channel, right? Similar to Kurzgesagt or Sacked, which the other name for their channel is In a Nutshell. If you just type In a Nutshell, you'll find them. They're faceless channels, right? It's not like this channel where you see me. So you know that like I'm here, I make mistakes, I say stupid stuff, my lighting is sometimes off. So you know this isn't an AI clone of me, right? When I was in 5th grade, I laughed too hard in the lunchroom and accidentally shot chocolate milk out of my mouth and almost peed my pants. Out of my nose, I meant, right? That's something AI wouldn't know. It's embarrassing. I know it because I'm a real person, right? But if you're a faceless channel, it is so easy to copy everything from your B-roll style to your edits, to your voice, to your color grading, your titles, and some things, right? I love Opus Clip. I love it. But if I want to make a video like Think Media, Opus Clip can edit my short in the exact style and use their exact subtitle presets. I could make a channel called, I don't know, Think Media 360, Entertainment 720. I could make that easy. Doesn't mean it's good, right? Yeah, it's definitely me. I promise it's definitely me. Yes, I will be streaming on tour, Cool Master. I know you've asked me that in several streams. I will be streaming on tour, but it'll probably just be like the phone. I won't have like all this stuff going and we'll just kind of chat about stuff. I will have my laptop and stuff.
Noticed that your favorite YouTube channel, your favorite voiceover faceless channel, has started appearing more on camera like this. And this is why, because YouTube is punishing us for not showing our face. It seems like we have to have this like proof of life moment in the YouTube video to prove that we're not AI, and it doesn't make any real sense. And it doesn't seem to work, especially when that channel that's stealing my voice is still up and running without any issue and saying things about
And making money. And what if these things get into the wrong hands? Somebody that just wants to destroy you. If somebody clones this guy and his voice, now that he's shown his face, if they clone him and then say, you know, I don't know, racial slurs or whatever, dude, that's bad. I know that's like a very like watered down take, but like this guy could be destroyed, like career ruined over something fake. Because how many times has your like parent, your mom or dad come to you and been like, isn't this amazing? This panda in China can do actual backflips. It's like, Mom, don't you see that it has 37 fingers? Human fingers? People can't tell. AI's getting good, dude.
Israel and Ukraine that I would never say. It's really upsetting. They're stealing both my credibility and my personality and my like everything. And I think it's impacting how people approach YouTube and the cultural trends within YouTube, even if YouTube is not deliberately attacking faceless channels. I think we're all seeing the impact that AI is having on the trends within YouTube as a platform. I think it's impacting our performance because people just don't know what to trust on the internet anymore. It feels like the dead internet theory is very much becoming a thing. And I notice it myself when I approach YouTube and I click on a video and it's a new YouTube channel and it's just a voice and the script could just be AI generated. And I find myself in this thought process for the first minute or
And the other thing, I have seen this a ton of times lately. Tiny channels, right? 1,000, 2,000 subscribers. People, and I believe some of them are real people, but they're these tiny channels, right? And they have several videos that have like 100 views, 200 views. And then there's like a moment, like a week ago, where every single video has like 800,000 views, 600,000 views, 1 million views, 10 million. It's like, what? How are you getting 10 million views on every video and you have 1,500 subscribers? What? Like, can it happen? Sure. And some channels are growing that way, right? Like we've talked about Barbecue Counselor, who's a big follower of like the whole Reckless Ben thing. And now he's covering some other court cases. He's a lawyer that also makes barbecue, right? It's a pretty niche audience, but this guy gets a couple 100,000 views on popular videos and he's like growing, right? Just hit 10,000 subs. So congrats, BBQ Counselor. Congrats, man. But like, that's legit growth. Some of these other channels that have been recommended to me over the last couple weeks, especially as I've been researching for this, faceless channels. Some of them do have a face, but it looks kind of weird. Like, and maybe like, and I sent one to Cole and he was saying like, oh, well, maybe the face and maybe like the lips and the audio aren't synced properly. So like that delay is causing it to look sort of uncanny. And that can happen in the edit. But is that what happened? Or did they just clone themselves and then tell AI, make a bunch of viral videos, and they're not coherent, they're not getting a ton of watch time. They're either just botting or it's all AI generated. I don't know. It's all theories. I'm not trying to be conspiracy theorist here, but like putting on my tinfoil hat for a second, that's a lot of success in a very short amount of time for telling people that small businesses are too expensive for like the 7th time in 1 month. And every video has 500,000 to 1,000,000 views. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in YouTube right now.
So of like, is this AI? Can I trust this content? And sometimes I'm sure I get false positives and I click off videos because I think it's AI and it's not. And I think this is just the trends that happen on YouTube too. And I don't want to be the guy, I don't want to be the newspaper salesman that complains about losing my job because online media became a thing. I'll adapt to YouTube as much as I can. I'll start appearing on camera.
Sure.
It's upsetting to me that I have to do that because I have to do it in front of an audience of millions from the get-go, and that is difficult, and the pressure involved with that is terrifying. This is the first time many of you will have seen my face, and I'm not really worried about how people will react to that as much as I'm afraid of people just recognizing me in the street and the problems that come along with fame on the internet. We've seen it time and time again that being famous on YouTube isn't really great for your mental health. It's not something I value. I value creating what I create, and that's the only reason I am appearing on camera right now and talking about this situation, because I'm struggling to continue doing this YouTube channel. I'm struggling to make enough money to keep it going. And what I feel like YouTube is really irresponsible about when it comes to throttling channels like this and not giving us the tools to let them know that we're human. Like if I need to submit a passport photo or something to YouTube, if I need to get my channel on a whitelist, if I need to pinky promise that I'll never use AI, because I don't, I will, but that doesn't seem to matter to them. And why it's irresponsible is because faceless channels are often the most expensive type to make, because getting in front of camera and talking like this is free. I can do it all day. It's easy. If you've got the personality for it and everything else, it's not a particularly expensive thing to do. My videos cost for animation alone between $10,000 and $20,000 each. The only reason I can afford to do it is because every single one of my videos is sponsored. And I mostly make my own salary off YouTube ad revenue, and that also goes to other people within my company. The Real Science channel has been reliant on Real Engineering for subsidies from my ad revenue for its entire existence, more or less. And yeah, that just isn't sustainable anymore, because Real Engineering used to make between $30,000 and $40,000 a month. This month we've dipped below $10,000. And when one of our videos doesn't perform as it usually does, sponsors stop coming back. And when they do come back, they offer us vastly less money. And very quickly we find ourselves in this situation where we can't really afford to continue.
There's a little bit more to this. If you want to finish the video, you're welcome to, but I think that's the big point, right? That's one of the main takeaways, at least for me, with this entire situation, is that when you're looking at whether it's a faceless channel or a real life channel like this one that you're currently watching, me, or whatever the case may be, I think the reality is, don't assume that just because a channel is large and there are rules in place to take out AI slop and to keep everybody honest, and there are changes in the YouTube partner program to do X, Y, and Z so that we have more quality content. The reality is every single channel that is honest, right? Or just trying to make stuff is run by a human being, right? This channel, my channel, is run by me. I'm a person. I have a wonderfully beautiful wife, some really cool kids that I love very much, and this is our life. We love to just go and try new things and learn new lessons and investigate different mysteries and do all this. We love this stuff. This is what just our lives. And we just like to share it with you. We're just people. But when that gets stripped away by, oh my goodness, you have 1 million subs and you're getting, 100,000 watch hours every month and blah, blah, blah. You must be rich. You must have a mansion. All like the money may not be there. And even if it is, it could easily be taken away by one of these rules that's trying to protect creators, and it accidentally just goes freaking hog wild and haywire and destroys a channel. I had my original channel from like 12 years ago where I did a bunch of comedy sketches and a bunch of fun stuff. It was a fun channel. That channel is permanently deleted because of a glitch where they marked that channel as bullying and harassment and against community guidelines. Never once did it bully or harass or anything. That rule just steamrolled over my channel, my original channel, and that is gone. It's gone forever. I have appealed that decision every single year since 2016, 2017. It's not coming back. But, you start fresh and you try again and all that stuff, and it's fine. It ended up being fine. But I guess my point is these rules are put in place to protect creators, and yet somehow they often end up doing the opposite. I mean, I've been copyright claimed for showing clips of movies and stuff by random like Russian websites and stuff that aren't the studios. They're not the companies that hold the copyrights. They're just random people trying to copyright claim you. These systems that are put in place to protect creators on YouTube are extremely broken. And a lot of times they end up destroying people's livelihoods. I don't want to see real engineering, real science, Brian McMahon. I don't want to see these things go away. These are fabulous channels. But their revenue's dipping because they keep getting shadow banned and stuff. Are they? Well, I don't know that they are. We're not positive on that. I don't want to fully speculate. But it ends up destroying people. Not channels, not robots, people. That's why things like PlayStation getting away from physical games, or bricks and minifigs, or Xboxes being $800 for the top Xbox. Those kinds of things infuriate me because it's not because the hardware is more expensive. It's not because I desperately want physical discs and I'll do anything to get it. It's because it hurts people. And a lot of times the unintended consequences, it hurts our connection to other people. And that's something that I think post all the craziness of 2019 through 2021, we need that right now. And we need it as much as possible. But I don't want to just take one guy's word for it. I don't want to just take some random guy's word for it. I want to hear from an actual ex-employee of YouTube. I want them to tell us what shadow banning is. So this is from the Gimbal podcast. I just found this. These guys are not super big, right? This video has like 5,000 views, and Alina Verbanchuk, I hope I said that right. Sorry if I didn't. Is an ex-YouTube employee who is trying to explain the algorithm, trying to explain all the. This is a fascinating interview. So if you want to support these guys, feel free to go and watch this video. It's pretty interesting. But here is her explaining what shadow banning is and how it's rolled out.
False.
True or
Shadow
false?
banning is real.
False. People perceive so many different things for shadow banning, and they assume that they were shadow banned for basically wrong reasons. And there was no shadow banning, and shadow banning does not exist in the way that people think of shadow banning. That say there is a YouTube or Instagram or TikTok employee that is like, oh, I don't like this account, let's just shadow ban them. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, people feeling suppressed, and particularly over multiple videos as well. Maybe someone has had recent success for 5 or 6 videos, and then all of a sudden, nothing.
What I've seen in my practice as a creator, because when I was at YouTube, like I couldn't experiment that much, but when I became a creator, started to experiment. When I had this thought that basically I saw some video, for example, I was posting consistently, and then I stopped posting for like a couple of weeks, and then I started posting again, and my account was kind of shadow banned because I didn't get as many views as I expected. And I was like, oh, this is probably how people feel and how they think of social media, that this is shadow banning.
I want to show this because not only does it give the opposite side, but this feels like YouTube talking points. It's interesting to me because what she just said, I think, is very key, right? What she just said is the absolute crux of why this is important. She said, oh, I didn't post for a couple of weeks, which means YouTube, right? The algorithm stops assessing your channel. Now, if you have a breakout that just like a video wakes up, right? I think back to when Brighton and I made his Spider-Man video. That video did pretty well out of the gate, but not super great. Like a year and a half after we released it, it just got like 100 million views the next year. I have no idea why. It just happened, right? But we were releasing content. My channel, I'm releasing consistent content. I didn't take 3 weeks off. I didn't take any time off. And if you listen to what Real Engineering just said, they didn't take any time off either. So why then would so many channels' views just dip out of nowhere? Monetization dips. If there's no such thing as shadow banning, and it's just, maybe you took some time off, maybe what, then why is it happening? And why is it happening platform-wide? Interesting. But let's hear her out. You know, this is an ex-employee.
But it's not shadow banning. It's just like I was absent for 2 weeks. So here's like one reason, like I lost consistency in my posting. Another example, I was talking about topic X, and then I suddenly wanted to start to talk about the topic Y. And this topic Y isn't interesting to my audience. Like nobody cares among my audience. And I also see the decline immediately. Or
so you also get a dip in views if you make what I would consider to be bad or irrelevant videos, right? Maybe the video is great, but it's irrelevant, right? It doesn't have any kind of like relevance in the normal like lexicon of what people are talking about. Well, that's not the case for us either. Okay.
there is seasonality, or there is, again, change in my format. There are so many things that are mistaken for shadow banning. This is why, like, banning doesn't really exist. There are things that can limit your, to your point about shadow banning, what can be perceived as it and what's real are limitations and restrictions on the video. And they might happen for policy reasons, for, let's say, age restrictions, monetization restrictions. But again, monetization doesn't restrict your reach. Monetization is just usually there is a correlation between you violating, or like you making borderline content, and this content can't be shown to, let's say, underage audience, which means that people who are logged out of YouTube, they won't see this content. So YouTube doesn't show sensitive content when it doesn't, is not sure in the age of the audience.
It's funny because you mentioned some characteristics that I would relate to human behavior. Like if you post consistently for a week, every single week for a year on end, and then you take a 2-month break, and then you come back and you feel shadow banned, I would suspect that's actually your audience not having like the repetition of seeing you pop onto their feed every Tuesday. And so they've gone and they've done other things.
Yeah, and I'll give you an example from, if I can give an example from Instagram, because I think on Instagram people feel it even more than on YouTube. I did this research for my book, and like Adam Mosseri, or I think someone else in their help center, they literally wrote it out that by 2016 or something like that, like basically very early on in the history of Instagram, 50% of the audience, or like 60% of the audience, hasn't seen all the posts that their friends were posting because it's already been too noisy. It's just too noisy. And imagine like we're 2026. Imagine how much content is produced and uploaded every second on every single platform. So you can't really say that, oh, it's the platform to blame. Is again, people have their lives, and you're competing with so many creators and so many things. There's TikTok, there's YouTube, there's Netflix, there's this, there's that. There are like, I don't know, HBO. There are so many entertainment sources that people are just like, it's not always gonna happen.
That's a great point too. I think from like a creative strategy perspective, personally, in my experience using social media, I am not as personally attached to creators as I once was. Like,
so I think that this is fascinating. And the reason I wanted to play this, even though the entire thing creates the counterpoint, is because I want you to understand what YouTube is telling us. This is what YouTube is saying. But I think there's something very important in what she just said. You can be what some people perceive as shadow banned if the algorithm, not a person, if the algorithm has any slight inkling that you have violated some kind of policy, even if it's wrong. Now, lucky for, in a nutshell, that they were able to contact their partner rep and be like, what the heck is happening? Oh, we thought you used AI in your video. So we had suppression. They don't call it shadow banning. They call it suppression, right? They call it community guidelines violations that can stop views. Because that sounds like shadow banning. Yeah, age restriction, though I agree with it on many videos, right? I don't want my kids watching a German sex ed video where there's actual nudity and stuff. I don't want them watching that. Age restriction. Ninja Kids videos. Most people that watch this channel know that I have come from Ninja Kids. That's my original background. Several Ninja Kids videos have gotten age restricted. And you know how innocent and simple and whatever those videos are. Age restriction. Oh. Why did that happen? We don't know. Because, I don't know, a kid tripped over the couch, or there's a fight scene, or there's what? Oh, we're going to age restrict this. Which I would argue, in those instances where the policies are being rolled out and rules and corrections are being forcibly pushed on you, Those are examples of shadow banning because it's doling out the rules incorrectly and no one is there to care or to monitor it. So you just see a dip in monetization, you see a dip in views, you see a dip in whatever, and they can call it whatever they want. But the reality is, YouTube is taking opportunity away from you because it perceives you did something it didn't like. I understand. You're a very controversial figure and you made a video about whatever. Looking at that one video from PewDiePie, if you know, you know. Sure. But a channel that, has kids in it and they're doing martial arts training and YouTube says, oh dear, that's dangerous. We need to age restrict this. I would consider that a form of shadow banning. It's incorrect. It's not fair. And you're going to lose a ton of views and money. Why? Who freaking knows? Isn't that the definition of a shadow ban? You don't know why it happened. It just did. And that's the situation that we just saw with the In a Nutshell channel, potentially the Real Engineering channel, maybe even this channel. I don't know. All I know is all these people that are complaining about a dip in views and a dip in revenue. And are you telling me we all are violating community guidelines as I sit here and just say that the CEO of a Lego store is somebody that, should face some kind of justice because he's an evil thief? That's not cause for any kind of ban. And yet it could still happen. And yet Alina Verbenchuk, whatever, tells me there's no shadow banning. What are you talking about? The YouTube ecosystem is perfectly wonderful. So eat the slop we serve you and shut up. We hear it all the time. That's exactly what PlayStation's saying about physical games. Oh, we know that our most dedicated 15% of people want this and will buy 20 physical games next year. But we're going to chase after the people that buy one thing every 2 years digitally. Oh. Okay. Cool. Well, I don't know. So I really wanted to play that because I think it's fascinating to hear the YouTube perspective for all of this. But, all this complaining about YouTube has given me a certain feeling, a little rumbly in my tumbly, as Winnie the Pooh would say. So that is why it is, in fact, that's right, my friends. It is snack time. And for snack time today, we have barbecue rib flavored Doritos. Now, if you've been on this channel for a while, you know that I love Doritos. I'm something of a Dorito aficionado, if you will. And if you won't, sorry. Anyway, these are barbecue rib flavored. Now, if you saw the Dorito battle that I released like a month-ish ago, we had a barbecue flavored Dorito that tasted a lot like barbecued beef. And we kind of compared it to ribs. So I'm interested to see if this can beat those chips and just what the heck they taste like, right? So let's give them a try. Rate them 1 through 10. Man, I love barbecue, so I'm very excited about this. All right, let's get to some comments here. I appreciate the time you take to hang. Reminds me of an old saying, where there's change, there's opportunity. Yeah, man. I mean, like, this is what it's all about, If I could take a couple hours and just brighten somebody's day or have some fun or just mess around and yell at the screen and somebody learn something or I learn something, dude, great. Let's do it. Anyway, let's open these chips. Yeah, Ninja Kids got caught doing a fight scene. Shocker. I know. I know. That was sort of my thing. And it's like, I would say that's probably my expertise is fight scenes. I love them and I grew up loving them. My favorite movie of all time is Three Ninjas, which I learned internationally. I can't remember where. It's like Iceland or something. It's actually called Ninja Kids, which I think is funny. I've been trying to hunt down that DVD so I can have all versions of this. My Australian import Blu-ray of Three Ninjas has the extended cut. So, but I digress again. Let's open these freaking Doritos. Right off the bat, I can tell this is going to have some smoke flavor. Now, that makes me nervous because a lot of times when I buy Doritos from China, Korea, Japan, sometimes they go a little bit overboard. And the other thing that scares me is on the translated label. Check this out. On the translated label, it says, oh, maybe you can't see it. It might be too small. Yeah, I'll punch it in for the short that I make, but you can see that it says American barbecue rib flavor, which is very scary because last time I had a Chinese interpretation of a flavor, Dorito, it was American hot wings. And it was one of the worst things I've ever eaten in my life. So I'm hoping these don't follow that whole thing. All right, check this out. We got a chip, bro. Look at that. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Check that out. All right, let's give it a try. Ooh. Oh. Yeah. This is one of those things that when you initially eat it, man, it's like, yes, I'm getting barbecued ribs. Crazy enough, I had barbecue ribs for dinner before the stream. I know what they're supposed to taste like. Ugh, I'm telling you, initially, you eat it, it tastes good. It's like, yeah, barbecued meat. But holy crap, I'm spitting all over my microphone. Barbecued meat, barbecued ribs, love it. You bite into it, kind of swish it around a little. It has so much like artificial liquid smoke flavor that it literally tastes like I am licking the inside of a barbecue grill that somebody just used and squirted lighter fluid on. I cannot, dude. Let me try one more. Let me try one more. This one has more seasoning on it, so let's see how this one is. I don't like it. Yeah. Anyway, these come to us from Doritos Taiwan, so if you have any kind of like Asian grocery store or like a Chinese market or anything like that, you'll probably be able to find these. Maybe you'll like them. I don't know. I'm giving the barbecue rib Doritos a 3 out of 10. That liquid smoke flavor, I hate it, dude. I literally hate it. I don't know why, because I liked smoked meats, much like Mark Zuckerberg. But I just hate that smoke flavor. I hate it. It's like artificial and very chemically. It's making me chemically imbalanced, bro. Anyway, that was our snack time. Very disappointing. I'm very disappointed. Look at this beautiful image. This image just makes you want. It makes you want barbecue. But it doesn't make me want these chips. So, let me know what you think. What's your favorite Dorito flavor? Put it in the comments. I love Doritos. Those ones are going in the trash. Just kidding. I'll probably have my family try it, and we'll see what they say. But yes. All right. It's true. I am a Dorito aficionado. Oh yeah, you love Three Ninjas too. Let's go. Oh, you have it on VHS? Yeah, dude. I've got the orange box, the orange and purple box VHS. I got it somewhere. It's in one of these boxes. Yeah, liquid smoke is an artificial product, 100%. I like to barbecue, not too much harder to rib it up on the grill. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I mean, if you're making barbecue, dude, I should try to do a collab with Barbecue Counselor. And we both like make barbecue and then try each other's barbecue. Dude, that's a dope video idea. That's actually super fun. We should try that. I should reach out to him and see if he's down for that. And see where we're going on tour. Maybe, we'll see. Could be a fun idea. Your favorite Dorito is spicy nacho? Yeah, dude, spicy nacho is a classic. I actually really like, if you haven't tried the flaming hot cool ranch, very good flavor. Also, the spicy buffalo wing and blue cheese. It's a little bit niche. Dang, dude. If you like hot wings, that's the one. Don't get the Chinese variant where it says American hot wings and they're in the shape of a lightning bolt. You will regret your entire life leading up to that moment. But yes, the American one, super good. It's in like a blue bag. But straight up, if you've been on this channel for any length of time, you probably know my favorite Dorito flavor is cheeseburger. There is nothing that beats that for me. Those are so freaking good, but they are like super seasonal. Like those never come out. You never see them. Late night loaded taco is still out, and that's pretty good. But man, late night cheeseburger changed my life. Last time I bought it, I bought 2 bags, and I accidentally, and I truly mean accidentally, I did not intend to do this. I sat down, watched 2 movies in a row, and ate the entire bag. I shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have done it in one sitting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I'm a horrible human being. I just went full caveman, ape brain, and just ate it all. I'm sorry. My basal instincts took over. But yeah, absolutely. The finger cheek slap. Yeah, I know. When we're thinking, when our family's thinking, we do that as like a little joke. So if you guys want to adopt that for yourself, you can. You're welcome to. But you don't have to, because I realize I look kind of dumb when I do it. But anyway, it's fun. Who cares? So there is one more thing I want to talk about tonight. Okay. Warner Brothers, the incredible company of Warner Brothers, which I do actually love their studio tour. It's fabulous. If you're ever in LA, woo! Barbecue Ribs Revenge. If you're ever in LA, I highly recommend doing the Warner Brothers Studios tour. If you have the cash to swing that. I made a short on here that looked at all of the DC Comics area that they just built with all the costumes. They have every bat suit, every Superman costume. They've got the Tumbler. They've got the Bat Pod. They've got every Batmobile. They've got Bat computers and battalions of soldiers. I don't even know, dude. They've got all kinds of stuff. And that short got like 100,000 views. So, hey, I'm almost halfway to monetization, baby. I'm just kidding. This channel is monetized. Super fun, super cool. Warner Brothers is releasing a new movie called The End of Oak Street. And to be honest, I watched the trailer and it looks fine. Ewan McGregor and his family are like their neighborhood is going through a different dimension or something. So they're like running away from a dinosaur and they're running away from some kind of like bugs or something. Like, I don't even know what the heck this movie's supposed to be, but they had an interesting marketing idea. right? Most movies traditionally market through posters and billboards and trailers, paying money for trailers to go out all over the internet, paying influencers to come and see the movie, go to the red carpet premiere, meet the stars, rub elbows with Ewan McGregor, which I would literally kill for. I love Ewan McGregor. I'm sorry. I want an Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2 just because I love Ewan McGregor, not because I think it's going to be good. Either way, the interesting thing is Warner Brothers, I literally can't believe I'm saying this. Warner Brothers teamed up with an AI-generated talking dog podcast to advertise their movie by having the family in the movie's dog be interviewed by them. I'm not making this up. Seriously. Look. Here's the article right here, dude. This article's from freaking Variety, so you know it's real. Warner Brothers uses AI dog podcast to promote The End of Oak Street. Ewan McGregor was excellent with treats. By Jack Dunn. Pfft, I'm done. Warner Brothers has teamed up with the AI podcast Dogpack to promote its upcoming sci-fi action film, The End of Oak Street. The 90-second podcast clip, hosted by an AI golden retriever named Goldie and an AI French bulldog named Frenchie. Original names, guys. Features an interview with Starbuck, who plays Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor's dog in Oak Street. Starbuck, of course, is also animated using uncanny AI effects. In the opening of the interview, we're not really going to read this because I have the video. Let's just watch the video.
Today's guest ran from dinosaurs.
We are 1 second in, and I don't know if I can handle this, bro.
And helped save his human co-stars. Please welcome Starbuck from The End of Oak Street.
That dog just passively wave at me. Couldn't even give a look, dude. You couldn't even give a look. You just He's gonna freaking like put his paw in his mouth and yawn in a second too, dude.
Thanks, guys. It's nice to finally speak with interviewers who understand the craft. Starbuck, which of your human co-stars?
What craft? The craft of not making anything yourself and just having an AI prompt create talking dogs for you?
Was the best trained?
Ewan McGregor was excellent with treats. Anne Hathaway matched him there, but she could scratch behind both ears at once. Game over!
But you weren't just there for the ear scratches. You did some serious action work too, right?
Oh, yeah. Running, jumping, dodging dinosaurs, and when things get really bad, I come back to help distract them.
So while the humans panicked, the dog handled it. Not to brag, but yeah, I'm kind of a hero.
Be honest, did the dinosaurs ever have you tuck your tail between your legs?
Absolutely. I ran, jumped, and acted like dinosaurs were right behind me.
Yeah.
All while keeping my eye on a tennis ball.
You pulled that off for a tennis ball? Please tell me they treated you like a star between takes.
That was not a tennis ball. Also. What?
To be fair, Frenchie, the tennis ball squeaked.
Okay, that's an important detail, but a performance like that must have earned you some serious star treatment.
I had my own 5-star treat station, cold water, cooling towels, the full setup. You can't carry a movie on an empty stomach.
Most important question, do you survive?
Watching dogs laugh is the most horrifying thing I've ever seen. Truthfully. Like, honestly, like, I've seen the Terrifier movies. I've seen all kinds of crazy crap. These dogs laughing, this is absolute nightmare fuel. It is absolute nightmare fuel. All right, let's finish it. We got to finish it.
No more spoilers from me. You'll have to see it yourself to find out more. Frenchie and I already have our tickets to the premiere on August 14th, and we can't wait to see you in action.
Thanks for the support, guys. Make sure to bring plenty of popcorn.
That's real. That's real. And not only is that a real thing that someone made, let me zoom this in here a little bit.
This is crazy.
Today's guest ran from...
Look at this. Look at this. Dogpack app and Warner Brothers. Official Warner Brothers, dude. This isn't just like a thing that somebody did and they're like, oh, we're sponsored, whatever. They actually collaborated. Like, this is an official linked collaboration with Warner Brothers Pictures. Somebody thought this is how we should advertise our movie, by having this nightmare-inducing, vomit-inducing dog, AI dog podcast interview. I mean, they didn't interview the dog in the movie. This dog in this interview isn't real. Don't say you interviewed the dog from the movie and then show clips from the movie. It's AI. You didn't interview the dog. What am I saying? You can't interview a dog. What am I even saying here? I mean, and then the dog's laughing? Laughing dog? Laughing. Dude, stop it. This is like... I hope somebody gets fired over this. Because for real, if you are, oh my goodness, especially if you're a marketing executive and you're like, everybody's talking about AI, that must mean it's positive, and that must mean we should use it to advertise our movie. Let's team up with this random dog podcast that, I mean, good low. Anyway. Yeah, you're clipping that Pee Wee Herman laugh. That's fine. Just make sure you collab with me and my AI dog podcast. Whoever thought this was a good idea? Like, I legitimately do not want to... Thanks, Flash. I literally do not want to see the movie. Just because of this. Like, I love Ewan McGregor. Anne Hathaway's always pretty good. I mean, all this does is show people that you don't actually care. And what I mean in saying that is no one at WB, that stands for Warner Brothers, thought that this was real. Nobody thought that these dogs were talking. And if they did, please put them in a padded cell. They're probably going to hurt someone. Somebody saw this and consciously knew this is AI. It's super weird and creepy, and we're going to use it to advertise our movie. Nobody wants this. Nobody's even going to see it. I mean, how many... Dude. This... Okay. Let me, I need to show you this. Goldie and Frenchie, this fake dog podcast, okay? It has, it has 1,000 videos, right? All the videos get like between 10 and 40,000 views. And they don't even have 100,000 subs, which is good. I don't want an AI channel like this taking over YouTube. I especially don't want other studios jumping in on this bandwagon and being like, hey, you know, End of Oak Street, they got interviewed by these dogs. We need to get interviewed by these dogs. I do not want to see Jim Carrey interviewed by these dogs, okay? This will not work. This will not sell your movie. All this sells is that you do not actually care about the movie because you knew this was AI. You knew there would be backlash. You knew that this being AI is literally and I mean literally in the literal sense. This is literally the lowest effort form of advertising for your movie you could possibly do. I'm sorry. You use a prompt and let this be created through, I mean, I don't know, whatever engine you want to use. I mean, it's probably Seedance, right? It looks pretty good. Somebody puts in a prompt and maybe you spend, I don't know, an hour perfecting your prompt and watching something of this length and being like, oh yeah, now it's funny. Like, somebody spent an hour on this and it got 35,000 views to advertise this movie that probably cost hundreds, like $100 million. I mean, I don't know what the actual, but okay, let's look up the actual budget for this. End of Oak Street costs between 80 million and 85 million, and that generally doesn't include like advertising and stuff. So usually the conventional wisdom is you double that. So this movie probably cost about $160 million. I hope they didn't pay these people that create this dog podcast very much money because there's not even voiceovers with it, dude. There's not like, there's nothing to it. It's literally all AI. It's all AI. So they were paid by Warner Brothers and Bad Robot, who is J.J. Abrams' company, to make this stupid video about who gives the best treats, called this like blue rubber stick a tennis ball, and then just laughed about how stupid this movie is. I'm not saying the movie's bad. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But I'm going to tell you right now, if a major pillar of their marketing is this dog podcast, and I know you're probably thinking like, oh, why do you care so much about this? Dude, I care about this because I really don't want this to be the future of advertising movies. Grabbing some AI, low effort, whatever. I mean, they probably paid these guys like $5,000 or something like that. And they were like, yeah, just make a video. We don't care. Just put it out there. We can save some money. Okay, cool. So you don't actually believe in your movie enough to put effort into your advertising. You just want to throw up on your audience. Blech. Blech. Anyway, I just get a little bit triggered by this stuff because I love movies. I want movies to continue. I want movie theaters to continue. And this is not the way to do it. This is not the way to do it. Yeah, I like Cole says, well, no one probably thought it was VFX either. Yeah, absolutely. And Flash says, I will honestly always stand by this. Using AI for stuff like this is just lazy to me. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I think it is so lazy. But all right, Cool Master, I will see you later. And to all of my friends on the stream, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate your time. It is so awesome getting to hang out with you guys. I know we had a wacky, silly story at the end, tried some Doritos, talked about how YouTube is doing some silly things. YouTube's just being a silly guy. And yeah, this was a super fun night. Tell your friends, tell your family, come and hang with us anytime. We've got another live stream on Friday night where we'll be playing Bad Movie Bingo with a classic. And I'm very excited about that as well. I'm going to have a ton of shorts, a ton of, not a ton, but a couple long form videos coming out pretty soon. I can't wait to share them with you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. hit that notification bell and hit all notifications so that you actually see my videos. I see even you guys that are on the stream sometimes tell me, I didn't even know this video came out. Hit that notification so that you do know. And, you know, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good night. And we'll see you next time. Peace.